Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Collective Entertainment Network. I will be your GM this evening, Mason, as we continue on in our kind of improv one shot with just the boys. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it so far. Also, don't forget to check out some of our other videos, of course, the continuation of the Agents of the Collective, as well as checking out our one shot against Asmodeus, level 21 shot against a very awesome CR30 creature with John as our DM in that. But tonight we will be continuing on with our one shot story as a point of review for everyone, so that we can remember everything that has transpired. The three of you have taken on a job to basically investigate and deal with a cult activity that was going on in a recently discovered temple in the town of Wisp. Deep inside their minds, they broke through into a chamber that you have now managed to get to, which contains the rubble and ruins of various buildings that have been here for so long. The stone has almost seemed to re-embrace them, save for this central temple. Temple made of a material very familiar to Sir Tharros, a temple made of lion's fang, this sort of white ivory feeling stone with brown flakes in it, very powerful and capable of magical conductive resources. While entering into this temple, you discovered that it had three altars. One dedicated to the fable, one dedicated to the oracle, and a third dedicated to the first. Three gods from what you can understand. As well as in the center of this, you also found a cot, a bedroll. Apparently someone had been sleeping here. And where we last left off, Sir Tharros, you had just caught what appears to be an elven youth. Looking at him, he's short and scrawny, kind of what you'd expect from an elf, but he looks to be no more than maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. Dark skinned, white hair. Not white hair, translucent hair. Hair that seems to be almost hollow and see-through. As you got him in your grip, you're holding him up, you're looking him in the eye. He's kind of tries to shake, tries to break your grip, but your grip is unmoving. As you watch, there are, to your surprise, flashes of light that dance across his skin, kind of centered around where you have him gripped. Like his skin is changing color and there's a luminescence to it. As he kind of seems to kind of shake and grunt, and it's like he's trying to break your hold. All the while, his other hand holds this small black stick-like effigy, one that you have seen several times before already. And around his neck, there is a necklace with a small wooden pallet with a little stick figure drawn on it. It appears you have found your cultist?
Well, easy. Stop struggling.
Kind of relaxes a little bit, kind of looking around. He's still dangling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like foot's like trying to reach the floor.
I am Sir Tharros, and you are?
Kind of looks at you, looks around. And again, you see that sort of like a pattern of colors and light run across his arm and his skin. He wears no shirt. He has like clothing on covering his lower portion of his body, but his chest, abdomen, arms, all of these are exposed, save for this necklace around his neck.
At this point, I would just be approaching from like probably about 10 feet away, but just keeping distance and watching.
Kind of looks at you, and there's like another pattern of colors that rush across his skin, kind of more focused on the side of his face.
Well, speak,
Kind of looks
boy.
around. Just looks at you in confusion. Make a insight check.
I
Anyone can make this.
This one gets past Sir Tharros.
did you speak in common?
Yeah.
What did you ask it again? Ask him.
Dirty 20.
Name.
I'll just speak in Elvish, and I'll go. He said, "What was your name, boy? Do you speak common or Elvish?"
Eyes kind of locks onto you, and again you see that sort of pattern of light, but it doesn't seem aggressive. It actually seems slower, almost wave-like. You get the distinct feeling he does not know common.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a dirty 20. He only knows undercommon, right?
Undercommon is a is a not a language that is in this campaign setting, because that is copyrighted, I believe. But as he kind of looks around, his eyes kind of glance down at the. You said you got a 20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He does. You can tell that he does seem to hear. He does not seem to understand common. He responds to Elvish, but there's still a look of confusion in his eyes. But you're able to try to follow his eyes as he glances down at his bedroll, glances back over at Edward. What do you say?
Do you understand me?
Kind of glances over at you. Looks back at Edward. Looks back down at his bedroll. Looks back up at Edward.
Meanwhile, insert Tharros' hand.
Yeah, just holding here. Tharros, as you hold him, you do notice, because you have direct contact on his skin, he feels unusually warm. Like, you don't know if it's necessarily like just an elf thing, but he feels warmer than he probably should.
So I'm gonna kind of spin around and put him in the like in the middle of us,
Mm-hmm.
and just put in front of him, and just not incredibly threatening, because it's a threatening pose, but put just hands on his shoulders, trying to diffuse it a little bit to where he's just not dangling.
Mm-hmm. Kind of rolls his shoulder a little bit as you kind of set him down. Kind of still looking between the three of you. But mostly his eyes are on Edward. And again, he looks kind of down at his bedroll and then looks back to Edward.
Are you? Can you speak it up? Can you speak anything? I'll say that in Elvish.
Kind of shakes his head.
Can I check his bedroll?
Yeah, easy enough. You check his bedroll and you find what looks to be a journal. Very nice quality journal. Very familiar quality looking journal. Newer, cleaner, but it looks very much like the same quality as Clarence's journal.
I go, I get it. What's it say?
I can't read this.
Oh.
And he can't. He pops it open. It's written in Elvish.
Yeah, I can't read this.
I'll take it and start reading.
You notice right away there are two sets of handwriting. One set of handwriting which is familiar to you. It is Clarence's handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, a little bit more jagged, like the as if the writer is still kind of learning how to write.
Okay, so what does it say? That's interesting. That it's clearly this kid.
So as you start reading, the opening portion, very fluid-like, very formally written. Clarence saying, "Hello, my name is Clarence. What is your name?" And you see beneath that Wyn, YNE. And you kind of start reading through this. You start seeing that there is a conversation that occurs, kind of a back and forth.
As I get to Win, I'll just say Win and look up at him.
And you see again this display of colors across his skin.
You can't speak.
Tharros, you still have your arms on his shoulder?
Yep.
He kind of, still watching you, Tharros, he kind of reaches out to the journal.
I let him.
Yeah.
You get the feeling he's asking
Okay.
for it.
Oh.
At this point, I think he gets the picture, and then to see that there's some kind of communication going here. So I'm gonna just be watchful of him, but I'll let him loose.
Okay. Do you let him have the journal?
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes the journal, flips over a couple pages, and then points at a line where it says, "There's nothing wrong with my throat, you doofus. I can talk fine. I just don't talk. I don't know how to speak words."
Interesting.
Funny enough, afterwards you see a very formal apology, looks like from Clarence. Flips over a couple pages and then points at another line that says, "We don't speak Elvish. Some of us speak Elvish. Tomas speaks Elvish. I don't speak Elvish. Elvish is for nerds. We just write it."
Where is Tomas? And do you have a pencil that you could respond with? Is there one around?
He kind of reaches into his pack, pulls out or reaches over to his cot, pulls out like a little piece of like basically a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
It's well used. Flips over to a new page, starts writing, and then hands it over to you, Edward. And it says, "Tomas is dead. Everyone is dead."
How did they
Dad
die?
came back.
Oh.
Have you seen my dad?
Ooh.
Chills. Who was your dad? Do you know what he looks like?
Your daddy, and what does he do?
Yeah.
He kind of thinks for a moment and then starts writing. And when he hands it back to you, he looks like me, but he doesn't look like me anymore. The hunter got him, but I think I brought him back. He only had one eye. Have you seen him?
Oh shit. No. Haven't seen him. I have not seen him yet, but I will keep an eye out for him.
Ooh. Insensitive.
I say that. I don't. I try actually.
He's going to make
probably...
an insight check against you.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Please make a deception check.
You gotta get the dice out of the dice jail. Oh, that's not. Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
What'd you roll?
Big ol' 4.
He rolled a 5.
Oh, fuck.
It's kind of like watching you.
Damn it.
Kind of takes it back, writes down, hands it back to you. It says, "I'm not good at lying myself, but you are terrible at it."
Look, your dad your dad might have been awoken, yes, but we had to bypass a lot of what may have been your dad. A bunch of what may have been your dad tried to kill us, so they're just, I don't know what's good with him. He could be up there, could be completely engulfed in flames. I don't know, you know.
As you as you do think back, Einar, you especially realize that the first zombie that you guys had seen, the one that he guided you in,
Okay.
was a one-eyed zombie,
Ah,
and
great,
he
yeah.
was having strange behavior.
So he probably was actually sentient, like, hey, come help me. Yeah, so fried him. Okay.
He was actually the only one who didn't get fried by your spell.
Did I notice that, or is he dead? Did we kill him?
Oh no, he's gone. He is inanimate
he's,
once more.
yeah, so massacred.
Einar fire punched him and he exploded. He was the first one to explode.
Good job, Einar. You re-killed this kid's dad.
Good.
He's kind of glancing back and forth between your guys' conversation. You get the sense he doesn't know what you're saying, but he's just kind of takes the journal, once again starts writing, hands it back to you. It says, your troglodyte is really fat. That's not good for him. You need to give him more mushrooms. Also, your bat doesn't have wings. Did he lose them?
That
This is written in Elvish, so you decide whether you share this or not.
I'll share it all.
There's
And
just
stand. I'll just
Never
stand up.
seen a Leonin or a
I'll just stand
Dragonborn
up.
before.
I'll just stand up, turn my back to him for a moment, put my hands on my hips, and just shake my head and look off into the darkness for a moment.
Ooh, excuse me.
You may hear a quick thud.
You definitely hear a low growl at the word bat.
What do you mean?
Kind of looking back
fat?
and forth between you guys.
Quick punch to the mouth.
I'm gonna turn back around. All right, so, all right.
Edward,
Is there anyone else? Is there? Yeah, yes, Tharros.
Would you translate? Does he understand the temple, the mirrors, the puzzle here?
What was his name again?
Win.
Win, do you have any understanding of the temple that's here? Maybe how it got here, or the puzzle that's in the middle?
Kind of takes the journal. He starts writing. Still writing for a good bit. And it gets handed back to you. And it
Translate away.
says, the temple's always been here. It's been here since my dad, since my grandpa, since my great-grandpa. It's always been here. We occasionally come up here to give tribute to the fable, the oracle, and the friend. But I mean, there's the mirrors just tell how they are doing. The mirrors show us how they are. Did you want to talk to them?
Please.
Okay. He writes down, the fable and the friend don't always respond, but the oracle shows you weird things.
Which one of us was in front of the oracle last time?
That one, you were in front of the oracle mirror.
Oh.
So you saw, that was the weird, strange flame that seemed to almost like change shape and seemed to flicker and seemed to both be there and not be there and to be there at different times. And it really messed with your brain to kind of look at its mirror. Einar would note that when you were standing in front of that mirror, you seemed to change your age at one point. Which is very noticeable, considering you, I think, are like the oldest person in the group.
You should probably keep that mirror.
Just planning on it. Yeah. No, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you have any ideas on what we could do?
His wind here seems to understand that. We said we could talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
It could be worthwhile, but another thing wind here said is the hunter.
Right.
Is here, and that seems interesting. And we should probably also inquire about Clarence. It is, after all, our main goal.
All right. Well, what do you think we should start with first? What's most important thing, Clarence?
Let's do Clarence Hunter and then circle back to conversating with possible deities.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just ask him about Clarence. Where do you know if Clarence is still alive? Because you guys were talking. It had to have been relatively recently.
His kind of turns his eyes down and grabs the journal, starts writing a little bit slower, a little bit more nervously. He hands it back to you. And on it it says, Clarence was caught by the hunter, but he has magic, so he's useful.
I'll relay that back to them.
What is the hunter? What is it? An enemy?
I'll relay that.
He kind of starts writing, and then you see that he starts drawing shortly after that. And when he hands it back to you, you see what looks like almost like a stick figure. Like, obviously art is not his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what you see looks like something that resembles a spider, and it looks like there's in its jaws or in its mandibles, it looks like there's like something hanging from it, which you realize is a body. And what he writes is, I call it the hunter because it's hard to spell, but it is, and you don't recognize the word, so I'm sending this to you, Logan, as it is spelled, and you can choose to interpret that how you see fit as far as what it actually sounds like, because he can't speak. He does not speak Elvish.
I don't know. I'll say it Cheli Kare, but it's what would be in common, CHELI CERAE. So Kalisarai, probably Kalisarai, something like that. And dude, would I recognize that?
Yeah, I was about to say, Sir Tharros is well educated. If you could,
Arcana checks, if you would like.
Arcana.
Could you spell that one more time?
CHELICERAE.
21.
21. Edward?
11.
11. Edward, you're fairly confident it's not some kind of demon or celestial, but you don't necessarily have too much in the way of an education outside of those things. It's kind of hit or miss there.
Okay.
Tharros, you have heard of these things, specifically coming up in some of the more rockier outcroppings that will be in the desert at times, though they tend not to wander the desert itself. It is a Chelishre, which are spider-like looking aberrations. But what makes them truly terrible is they are creatures of magical energy. Not only that, they are parasitic. They will actually feed on and drain magic from people. And when there is no magic left, they will drain them of their very mind. They will suck out their mind to use as a source of power for magic. They are an aberration type creature. They're quite terrifying in the right circumstance. Left unchecked, one of these could not only wipe out a village, but they could use an entire village as a zombie army. As you realize
Say the name
that
one more
this
time.
thing, Chelishre.
Chalishe. This, oh, well, this is absolutely terrifying and should be, exterminated. This is known as a Chalisre. They feed on an individual's magic, then their mind, and usually found in rocky outcroppings. But the wounds on the other ones make sense now, and I'm going to feather a guess that Clarence was screwed if we don't get to him quickly.
The magic absorption thing really doesn't sound too good for him.
No.
No, we gotta find him.
Doesn't sound good for you either.
No.
Wynn's written more down, and as he kind of hands the journal up to you, Edward, it says, Clarence might still be alive. Since he has magic, he's useful. So he regrows magic every day, because he doesn't know the Elvish word for recharge.
Mm-hmm.
So it will keep him alive until he dies from starvation, from water.
Slowly torture and drain every day is the idea we're getting here.
Yeah. Do you know where he is?
He once again starts writing. At this point, you notice that he has sat down. Edward, are you proficient in medicine?
I don't. Yes, I am.
Okay. So that's your passive medicine would be like what, 14? What's your modifier? Med mod?
It'd be a 17.
17. You would notice that he's actually kind of breathing heavy, despite sitting on the ground, and he looks a little flush. He looks like he's sweating a little. But as he writes, he kind of hands it up to you. I know where it's at. It's guarding the door that leads back down.
I'm gonna relay that to the gang, and then I guess can I do some sort of like a medicine check to kind of like look him over,
Absolutely.
Get more details on that.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
That is an 18.
18. All right. You notice two things. First, you're able to tell that he definitely has a fever. His body temperature is running high.
Mm-hmm.
You've treated elves a few times over in Glasgow, and he definitely is running a fever, even if for whatever reason his subrace causes him to burn at a hotter temperature. You also notice that there's some things about it that make it seem like there might be something magical at play with his fever.
Right.
You're not sure what from a medicine check, but you feel like there might be some sort of magical source to his fever.
I'm gonna toss him a level 1 healing word.
Okay.
And just see what that does. What is that? A D4 plus?
It's a D4 plus wisdom mod.
Yeah. That's 5 points of healing.
5 points of healing. As you speak the words, and the magic begins to infuse and begins to flow into him, He kind of actually looks like he starts to get dizzy for a moment, and then he actually like falls backwards onto the cot, still conscious. But it looks like your spell, while it was healing magic, it looks like it may have somehow increased his fever.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna stand up. Say we gotta go deal with this hunter.
Yes, please.
Where can we find it?
There are directions. There are directions on the in the note that he gave you. Yeah. He says it guards the entrance. They're kind of vague. He says you turn right at the rock that looks like it's you turn right at the shiny rock, and then you go until you see the one that has a little bit of moss on it, and then left, and that should be the entrance.
Let's keep our eyes peeled.
But it does have a little question mark on it, like he's not entirely sure.
So we got a direction.
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna leave the boy though? You increased his fever, and you're just gonna leave him there?
Well, I don't have anything else I could really do, and I don't want to like make it worse.
Could do it.
I can fix him.
You give him a hot toddy.
I started giving him some booze.
Yeah.
There you go. Down the hatch. Yep. Nope. Yep. There you go.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's gonna definitely cause a thing. Where is that table? I wasn't expecting to use this.
Oh, geez.
Oh
no.
Look, we already roasted the dad. Okay, we don't know.
Apparently, we have things against dad and their kids. That's a great party trait.
Everything against deep elves now. Oh god.
Nope, that is not what I wanted. All right. Einar, can I have you roll a D100 for me?
D100. I drink this all the time. You don't see me getting sick. That is a 76.
76. What happens on a 76?
This is just not good, Botus.
This is gonna be fantastic.
This is great.
As you give him this booze, his skin all across his body erupts into a glorious bright light. The entire temple is just filled with light radiating off of his body.
That's not
We're
bad.
We're bringing him with us.
I'm going to say, Einar, you are now blinded.
Oh, okay, that's pretty bad.
Edward, you are blinded.
That was the wrong moonshine.
Tharros, I'm going to give you a dex save because you weren't necessarily standing right next to him.
No, I wasn't. plus 2. 15.
15. You see the lights start to go, and it's almost like in slow motion. Almost like it erupts out of him, and you're like, "Oh frick!" Block your eyes, and you're able to not be blinded.
Gotta walk over, squinting, and just put the blanket on top of the. There you go.
There's just a little hole of light now where his face is, so he can breathe.
Can we bring him with us?
Unfortunately, I don't. With what Edward was saying, had fever's increased, and the giant beacon of light is probably a tactical disadvantage.
Well, what if it sears that shadow guy?
Those who wish can make an Arcana check.
Oh yeah.
Kind
of Brian though, low key.
Alcohol.
13.
13.
21.
21. Einar, you have seen this amongst the Dragonborn kin before. The boy has early signs of being a sorcerer. But right now, combined with how warm his skin is from how concerned Edward was, you get the feeling that he may be suffering from a magic overflow, which is typically either caused by heavy exposure to a massive source of unrefined magic, or he is an untamed sorcerer.
Oh.
Without any sort of, who has been using magic without any sort of knowledge of spells, and is overloading his body.
Hey.
When you said table and roll a d100, the only thing that came to my mind was cast fireball on the spot.
Guys were
So fucked.
you guys are lucky this happened where it happened, but
So do either of you guys know spells? Like, yeah. All right. Can you just? He needs to let out some magic.
What do you have in mind?
Usually that's
Well-
done in the private of a room.
I lean
just
into
like
Everett.
beacon of light coming up from the mud, but
I
below
lean
you
into
guys.
Everett and go. So he's a little pent up. He just needs to, spell off a few things. No, is that you guys don't do that?
I am not following.
He needs to release some energy.
Right?
Yeah.
What? So
You were young once, right?
this is a child you're speaking of.
Yeah, he needs.
What do you
Teach
even?
him. I don't know how to magic
I'm-
off.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna go.
Magic off.
I'm gonna walk over to the kid. Do you know any cantrips?
You can't really even see his face at this point. There's just a beacon of
Yeah,
light.
yeah. I'm just speaking to this ghost. This ghost, basically, like with a Halloween ghost.
The light does seem to change color briefly.
I'm gonna actually.
Looks like he's
this is
doing whatever
crazy.
the heck that his skin does.
All right. Should we bring him? I don't know. Should I cast another spell on him and fucking explode the kid, or should we just?
No. Leave him like he is. I mean, save me a torch.
Yeah.
You're using mine, and it's fine. It's just I'm worried.
Yeah,
that...
but all I have to do is just lift the blanket now.
Right, and blind everyone.
Well, don't stand in front of him.
The entire body is glowing. It's going to be a shiny. Bee.
I mean, I'm gonna speak in common. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if we leave him.
I don't think
Per
we'll
se.
lose track of him if he decides to get up and go.
Right. I
He's
don't.
also a little drunk now, just as a heads up.
I think we should
Drunken
leave.
with a fever.
I think we should leave the child here to, as Einar puts it, magic off. And
Is that not how you say it?
well,
I don't know.
he needs to cast a spell, obviously, if he's charged with
Mhm.
magic. I don't feel we have the time to teach him something. I feel this is a problem to fix once we've killed the magic-sucking monster down the hallway. In
Actually,
fact, this thing might...
That could probably be a big help for him.
Yeah, we've baited a line, essentially, and I don't feel like risking a child.
So should I give him some coffee? Just kidding.
Let's add a stimulant to the mix.
Coffee usually comes after exposure to alcohol, like in the morning.
Oh, I just figured keep adding stuff to the pot at this point.
See what happens.
Right. So, but if he turns blue, I don't know.
You have summoned a Baylor of hell.
All right, I'll go over to Win. I'll go over to Win and just say in Elvish, lay down in your bedroll and try to sleep and do not cast any spells. Just to let the magic simmer and hopefully cool down for a while. We'll be back.
You see little luminescent butterflies start flying out of the little pillar of light.
We're gonna come back to like a meteor-sized hole in the ground.
Mountaintop.
And if he explodes in here, the lion's fang will amplify it. That's what it does. You could use it to replace components and spells or amplify a source of magic. Minor
Really?
kaboom, big kaboom.
Does anyone have a chisel? I'll look around for some sort of device to chisel, but also on the way. Let's move.
So you're leaving, but you're looking for grabbing like a
I'm
piece
just
of...
scanning. I'm scanning. I
Okay.
want to grab. I want to just
I
the way
go
back.
ahead and make a casual perception check.
Just casual perception
in
as
case
we're
you see
walking.
a chisel somewhere.
Some sort of a chiseling device. 16.
16.
We can grab
As you
some of that later.
guys start leaving the temple, you do notice there is what looks like what was at some point a zombie body, but half the body has been crisped.
Fantastic.
And now you're starting to understand what might have crisped it. But he coincidentally has a chisel on him.
Huh. Let's pocket that. Keep going.
All right. I need someone to make a survival check. Just to kind of follow these instructions that he gave and to make your way to the Chelishre's lair.
I got it. Plus a d4. That, very nice. That is 17.
17. You have dark vision too, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah. So as you continue on your way, following the instructions. All right. So shiny rock, probably something with some kind of metal in it. There we go, right there. And then he said it was moss covered. Over there. Got it. You make your way through the rubble, through the rocks and through the rubble of whatever building used to be here long ago. And Tharros, you, I'm assuming, are in the lead.
Yeah.
With your survival check, you also start noticing wisps of spider silk, a thread, moving between some of these rocks. And you get the feeling that you are starting to get close to where this entrance or exit, or however Wynn described it, Elvish translation, who the heck knows, that the Chelishre has taken up roost in.
The whispering. The spider silk. We're getting close to its lair. Einar, keep the torch low. But it might be a good idea to have it ready to set the web afire.
Okay.
Good call.
And at this point, Tharros is going to have his axe out and moving slowly, quietly, and trying to catch a glimpse of this thing first.
Okay. Are you guys stealthing or?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, stealth checks then, if you would.
Dude, I'm rolling like shit.
13.
Okay. So
7.
13, 7. Einar?
Just a moment. Stealth, that is 23.
23. All right. Einar, Tharros, Edward, as you all approach. There we go. As you guys all begin to approach, moving along the rocks, do you still have the torch out? Einar?
I'm holding it low.
Okay. As you begin to approach, you start to see the webbing beginning to thicken, and the threads begin to come in. You start seeing it coming from even in the air, and it all begins to converge. You see a collection of this web centered around a crevasse in the wall that you would not have noticed were it not for all the webbing that is strewn about it. There are a few bodies, numerous bodies actually, just all over the place here. Elven bodies. Some with some of the wounds that you've seen in the side, others who look to have no wounds at all, others that just simply seem to have been dead. And center, directly ahead, near that hole in the wall, you see a silk spun cocoon that looks to be enrapturing one figure. There's no movement from it, but you see it directly ahead. As you look around, you don't see anything else out of the ordinary.
That could be Clarence.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I hope not.
No, but it would make sense if it's trying to keep its meal alive enough to feast on it.
Right. He did mention he could be just staying alive by magical, by magical means, basically. But until he starves, yeah. Should we go get closer?
What's it smell like in here?
There's an intense smell of just rotting flesh from the elves and such. Otherwise, outside of that, dry, and there's a smell of blood. Fresh blood. Very, very, very low on the totem pole. What is mostly smell is the smell of the dead. That sort of cold. I don't really know. You guys know what it smells like from something that's dead and lifeless. It's that sort of
rot,
cold, like almost like clayish smell.
Yeah.
That's how I've always described it in my head. Cold, clayish, rotting.
You hear a very soft sip of coffee. A little stressed. Yeah.
You
It's your
hear
7 kicking in.
Not soft sip of not coffee.
What are you guys doing?
We should attempt to rescue Clarence, but we should be aware if this is spider-like entity, it's probably going to be an ambush predator, or if we move the web too much, it will signal something that's caught, so we need to be careful and precise.
I could throw an axe at the web holding the... I'm imagining he's like cocooned and hanging from the ceiling.
It looks like he is cocooned and he's actually like up against the far wall that leads down towards the crevasse. So if there's the crevasse, then his cocoon is kind of just off to the side. Very, very central.
Okay, so less Skyrim, more aliens.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep, glued to the wall.
You get the feeling that if this thing were to, from what Tharros has described, and from what Wynn has described, if it reuses the same person, it's not going to do a regular, like, it's going to put him in a place where he can pull him out and put him back securely. So he can use them over and over.
I mean, Keeping eyes peeled. I'm gonna start slowly making an approach.
Okay.
Same. Not so much to the body, but if anything decides to come out, it's to attack, to protect.
Okay. What is your marching order?
I'll march on first.
Okay. So we got Edward in front.
I think Sir Tharros will be beside him, but on the side closer, kind of like this, leading in front
Kind of
of,
like in an arrow formation.
Yeah, but more focused on that crevasse because that's where he thinks, that's the main area of traffic. That's where I'd be ambushing. Tharros is also going to look up.
Okay.
Yeah, eyes peeled. Eyes peeled.
Looking up, around, all that fun stuff. Einar. Are you holding position? Are you moving? What you doing?
I'm gonna pour a little booze on the blade of one of my hand axes.
Okay.
And light that, and have a torch in one hand and a flaming axe in the other.
Okay. Flaming axe present and ready.
Can I hold an action too?
What action would you like to hold?
At the first, like a sign of, combat, basically, an enemy that gets close. I want to have Spirit Guardians just on lock, ready to cast.
Okay. So you are holding Spirit Guardians. Just note that if the spell doesn't go off, it does still consume a spell slot. Just keep that in mind. All right. So
Correction, I don't light the axe yet because it'll just burn right off. Yeah. I have it wetted.
You have it ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it comes to combat, it comes to your turn. Just quick action economy, light it, and then go for it. All right. So you guys approach the crevasse. There are elven bodies to your left, to your right. Numerous bodies. You start to get the feel of how terrible this thing is, as this looks like an entire village has essentially been wiped out, and the bodies have been dragged up here to use as, who knows, food, armament, to be soldiers. You're not sure. But you approach the body that is hanging on the wall. It does not appear to be moving. It is very tightly wrapped in this just almost clean, it would almost be beautiful looking silk if it weren't for the ominousness of this, what it represents. But there is a tightly bound body on the wall. And you are essentially right in front of it.
Does it? You can't see inside, right? The face is covered.
No, the whole thing is very tightly wrapped. There's no openings or breaches or anything, at least that you can see.
You don't have a dagger?
I have a hand axe.
Start cutting, I guess.
Okay. Einar, are you still back, like, kind of at the entrance thing, or have you walked up with them?
Oh, no, I've gone up with them.
Okay. So all three of you guys are right up there. All right. So, Edward, you borrow Einar's hand axe?
Oh, no, I was just going to let him do whatever.
Einar, you doing the cutting?
Yeah, I can do the cutting.
All right. So you step up, you start taking the hand axe, and you start cutting through the silk. It starts to loosen, and you start to feel movement underneath the silk as you continue to cut. What's your AC?
20.
20.
That's never a good thing that the DM asks. This is never good.
You know the subtlety of movement, and you feel as you're like cutting through this, and you're sort of holding the silk there. You feel the muscle contract, and you feel a sense of bloodlust as a short sword comes shooting out of the webbing towards you. You are able to deftly dodge out of the way as the zombie that is inside the cocoon finishes cutting its way out. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Woohoo!
Does my Spirit Guardians go off?
Spirit Guardians do trigger and does go off. Whoa.
Fantastic.
Get back here. Oh.
21.
All right, one tick. I need to pick up better dice for this guy. I need to pick a better dice for this guy. That is crap.
No, you don't. No, it's good. It's fine. It's okay.
Wisdom saving throw for the zombie real fast.
All right, one tick.
Yeah, whenever you're done. Nice.
I've tried to do too many things in too little space, or too much space, I guess.
This combat brought to you by the element of surprise.
Surprise! All right.
Also booze. Copious amounts of booze.
Copious.
Okay, so first things first. Can I get 25 to 20?
25.
21.
11.
Okay, hold on.
And now we enter the portion of our show where we yell random numbers at the jam.
Try to just completely throw him off.
17.
Edward, you are suddenly stunned for some reason. You have no idea why. Oh, look, someone casts Power Word Kill on Edward. He dies.
That's all right. I had a good run.
Oh, look, Edward rises from the grave as as a cleric under the Chelishre's control. All right. You said you need to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, the zombie does.
I'm pretty sure he fails with a 6. Why are none of you working tonight?
Because you're the
Good
GM.
God. Okay. So he fails. Go ahead and roll damage as the spell unfurls.
It's 11 points of radiant.
11 points of radiant. Gotcha. All right. As that begins, however, surprise round first. As behind you guys, near where you guys came in, you turn and you see a form begin to uncloak as motes of fire begin to fire at you guys. As the Chelishre is going to start things off by casting Scorching Ray at 4th level.
Woo!
That is going to be 5 rays altogether. Let's see. 2 at Tharros, 2 at Einar, and 1 at Edward. All right, so 2 at Tharros. What's your armor class?
15.
That's a natural 20.
Ouch.
And a 16? You said your armor class was 15?
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, they both are going to hit. One of these is going to be devastating. As a reminder, we do brutal criticals because that is fun. So, Tharros, you take, on top of 12 points of fire damage, an additional 4. So you take 16 points of fire damage.
All right.
From 1, and then the second one is another 8 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Ow.
Einar, AC is 20, correct?
Yes.
There goes my temp points.
That is lowest one is a 20, so both will hit. No naturals though. 2 and oh god. You take 14 points of fire damage altogether.
Well,
my
so
temp
what
points.
counts as a missile?
Is, not a spell.
Not a spell.
Well,
Spells do not constitute as missiles unless they are firing an actual physical object. If it is a purely energy-based attack, such as fire, acid, etc., then it does not constitute as a missile. All right, and then a one little itty bitty scorching ray at Edward. Edward, what's your armor class?
19.
19. That's a 15. You're the only one it misses. All right. As you see its form begin to decloak, as these motes of fire come out, blasting Tharros, blasting Einar. Edward, you get a very clear look at this thing as you are kind of in the center and behind it, and behind sort of Tharros and Einar from this perspective, as the fire motes come out like decloaking from like Star Trek, sort of, where you kind of see it sort of outline and begin to form into space. You see a large, monstrous looking spider creature with 3 parts rather than the 2 of what you would expect. Just horrendous looking form, huge eyes, almost fly-like, and hanging beneath its body, held there by two mandibles, which slide into his sides. You see a young 20-something cleric, face covered in grimace, silk wrapped around his mouth to prevent him from speaking, as the Chelishre has Clarence in his grip and is using him as a battery. That's going to end the surprise round. That brings us to the actual combat, as you guys also start seeing these zombies all around you starting to stand up and rise up. Einar, you got maybe 40 feet between you and the Chelishre. And then zombies that are starting to show up. You take top of the round.
Oh boy.
The zombies are all coming out of the webs, right?
They're starting to stand up. They're standing up around you. They're standing up around in the area. As you kind of look back, you realize there is a nice, neat pathway that the zombies have apparently been lining that you guys have walked through. You realize that this was a trap that it set up.
Cool.
How much webbing's in this room?
I'd say a fair amount. Like, there's webbing all behind you. There's webbing below your feet. There's webbing all around you. There are zombies that are coming out of the webbing. And you also recall that they have a tendency to explode if they are hit with fire damage. Where the Chelishre is standing, there is no webbing.
I like the webbing.
Okay. He goes for the dare. All right, give me a tick. What is the web spell's exact damage with fire? All right. Webs are flammable. Fire burns around and run. Okay. 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 I'm gonna need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, including Einar and including the zombies. All of them, actually.
17.
Okay, 17. That'll save. Edward?
11.
11. Does not save. Einar.
I can't roll
27.
tonight.
What was it?
27.
27. You definitely save. As you just kind of seeing all this going, just smack the wall behind you with the torch. The webbing ignites, spreads rapidly all over. Go ahead and roll, Einar. Roll 2d4 for me to get us started.
2 and 4. So 6.
6 points of damage. All right. Tharros, Edward, Edward, you take full damage, so you take 6 points of fire damage. Tharros, Einar, you save for half, so you guys take 6 points of damage. And all of the zombies are going to take a frick ton of damage.
So wait, we take 6 or do we take 3 points of damage?
Tharros and Einar take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Edward takes the full 6. Because you guys save for half. And I'm just rolling once for all the zombies because there's a frick ton of these things. They all fail. And they all take 6. And then they also take this as they all explode. And they're probably going to explode on each other. Yeah, this is about to very quickly become just a fight between you guys and the Chili Shrey.
I knew what I was doing.
All right, I'm going to honestly say that with the rebound effect of them taking damage from the webbing, taking damage from the fire, all of the zombies are basically, half of them are knocked out entirely, half of them just explode, because some of them are piled up on top of each other. There are way fewer zombies, and they basically just have 1 hit point left. So that is your action. Well, that's basically your item interaction at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Alright, so
heat that erupts as basically your frame rate drops from all of these zombies exploding all in front of you.
It's that one viral video of Baldur's Gate 3 throwing the torch and the exploding barrels.
Oh, exactly. It is 100% like, I was trying to think of like what would be, this happens in so many games for me. What would be the like best description? Yeah, no, it's like that scene in Baldur's Gate 3. You throw it into the noxious mushrooms and just
Minecraft with like too many freaking TNTs blowing up.
Yeah. The Chili Shrey, however, is unharmed as it was not within the webbing, but you have essentially destroyed the mini nest it was building.
And how far did you say it was from me?
It's about 40 feet away.
Okay, I will move up 20, and then for my second attack action, I will throw my hand axe, which I'm guessing is on fire now.
Yeah, it's definitely on fire. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right.
So it's going to deal an extra, in addition to its slashing damage, it'll deal an extra, like...
That is a natural 20 plus 8 for a 28.
Freaking nice. All right.
I wish these did more damage.
So go ahead and roll damage. So that's D4 slashing, or it's a D6? Oh yeah, hand axes do D6.
Yeah. So that's a D6. I rolled a 4, so that's 10. Plus 5 for 15. Am I adding anything for fire?
D4 for fire.
D4.
Which also gets the benefit of the crit.
So 4 plus 4, so 8.
All right. So altogether, total damage was
15 slashing and 8 fire damage.
23 altogether. All right. Out of this just cacophony of fire, this hand axe comes flying over. Oh gosh. It just digs into it for a moment, pulls it out real quickly. A mandible comes up, grabs the axe, and tosses it to the side. But it did take a nice chunk of damage there.
Oh, so I looked up what these things look like. It's a camel spider.
Yeah.
It's a camel spider. It's awful.
Yeah.
I hate everything about it.
You guys want a depiction from this. As a side note, this is a creature that you find from Kobold Press's Tome of Beasts. And these things are very monstrously terrifying. That is what you are fighting.
Yuck.
Yeah, poor Clarence just stuck there in its jaws.
Gross.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Sir Tharros, the world is on fire. What do you do?
Well, first off, it cast a spell at me. It hit me. It burned me. That has made me rather upset. I would like to rage.
You may rage.
And how far away from am I? And is there anybody in my way?
About 40 feet. There is an Einar between you and it, but he's not necessarily in the way. There's a few zombies, but the ones that have kind of survived are kind of on the outskirts of this blast that has just gone off.
All right. So you see him rage. His eyes glow. His ancestors appear around him. And how far away again?
About 40 feet.
Cool. I'm going to run right up to him.
All right. behind Einar, the just flames erupt as like these flaming leonin of gold of both spiritual gold and sort of taking the flame with them, press forward around Tharros as he charges across the battlefield, coming right up to this thing.
All right. It's crunch time. Reckless. Gives me advantage.
All right, go for it.
That's fun. I rolled 2 19s. So that would be 27.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
That'll be 15. 60, 17. 17. Because it doesn't add the rage bonus.
Okay, so 17. All right. You swing into this thing. I'm assuming mindful not to hit Clarence.
Oh, yeah. And attack number 2.
Okay.
27 again.
27 will hit.
That's crazy.
3 19s in a row.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's gonna hurt. That'll be another 17.
Okay, another 17 points of damage.
Jesus.
All right. Anything else?
Attack. So he's in the my aura of my ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll have disadvantage on attacking anybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's it for the moment.
All right. That brings us to the Chelishre's turn. And for its turn, it just lost a whole bunch of things. Things are exploding. It is going to drop Clarence.
No way.
And it's going to make a bite attack against Sir Tharros, which it gets to make at advantage.
Straight. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because I went reckless.
Yeah.
Your only hope is that my bad DM luck spares you, really. You know what? I'm going to do you and you.
Please.
He's
Please.
choosing
I don't know
his good
why,
dice.
but I have the worst luck whenever I DM and I'm rolling. Okay, that's a 17 on the dice plus numbers. Your AC was 15, I believe?
Yep.
Okay, so you take the first bite attack. I need you to make a...
Oh,
First off, you are grappled as it grabs you in this jaws. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. That's like my second best thing. 17.
17. All right. You are not poisoned. You are, however, you do take, let's see, it was 14 points of piercing damage, which is reduced down to 7 because you're raging.
Yep.
And you are grappled by the creature. It is then going to make 2 claw attacks against you while you are in its jaws. As you see it kind of reach down, grab Tharros' rear up, and 2 of these claws from the side kind of come around to go and stab at him. It's just going to unload against the guy who it has advantage on.
God.
That is a 21.
Yep.
And 26. Both of those will hit.
Mm.
And that is 2d8. You take 15 points slashing damage, reduced down to 7. And 17 points of slashing, reduced down to 8.
Ow. Still?
Yeah.
And you are now grappled as you feel a second set of pincers seem to reach down and slide their way into your rib cage. Not painfully, but you now have a distinct feeling you know what was causing those wounds on some of those zombies previously. That is going to be it for its turn.
All right.
That brings us to Edward. You saw Tharros charge forward. You saw explosions. You saw Tharros charge forward, and you now see Tharros is now firmly in the grip of this creature.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick gander at Tharros. Does he look pretty fucked up?
He's bleeding heavily.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not gonna chance that. Then I might as well get that off. I'm gonna do. Sorry, gotta change strategies for a quick second. Let's see here. That's the range. Fantastic. I'm gonna do a. Just gonna do a second level healing word
Okay.
on Certeros, which will be 2d4.
Oh, also, Edward, make me a concentration check real quick. I forgot you took damage, and I believe Spirit Guardian. Little floaty Spirit Guardian thingamajigger is a concentration spell.
As a nat 20, I can't even believe I blew a nat 20 on that because of my. Yeah, but yeah. So that's gonna be 5 plus. That's gonna be 9 points of healing to Certeros.
9 points. Thank you, sir.
And then I'm gonna hit him with a little bit of this. Sorry, spells couldn't come all up. Range, fantastic. Dex save on the.
What are you doing?
Thing, on the thing that's grappling. Yeah, it's gonna be Sacred Flames.
Okay, so it has advantage against spells.
I mean, he'll probably make it, but
worth a shot. Dex save.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, maybe not. Nope, it's definitely gonna make. Well, 16.
Oh, it just passes.
Yeah.
Oh. 7 plus what's yeah, I think I have it. Yeah, it's 15. Yep.
You call out to Habel, and you see this flame begin from beneath it to fire upwards and emerge from it, but it very deftly moves out of the way, still holding onto Tharros.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of stay in the back, roughly 40 feet away, and just keep an eye out for the zombies too. That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the last few remaining zombies. For this, Edward, you see one nearby you kind of turns to you, like barely managing to hold itself together.
Does he try to get in the Spirit Guardians?
I would say, yeah, that's a wisdom save. Well, yeah, they're at 1 hit point because yours just does damage even if it fails, right?
Creature takes half as much damage. Yep.
Yeah. See it stand up, turn towards you, and then just fall over. Einar, though, who is a little bit closer, you got 2 coming at you, 1 from each side. Both are going to try and make grapple checks against you, Einar.
Oh.
Which I imagine that one's going to fail, and that one is a 9.
No.
No.
On a grapple check? All right. Did you roll anything?
That's against athletics, right?
Athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so
what's your minimum mod? What's your mod?
+7.
+7.
Ooh,
Technically, you could fail
for athletics, and I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, you're good. You just kind of move out of the way. However, they are now standing in front of you.
They're now hugging.
Yeah, they now are hugging. They look back at you. They are standing in front of you. Some of the last couple are just kind of starting to move closer to the Chelichrei, trying to kind of. There's like about 3 more that remain that kind of move closer to the Chelichrei, creating sort of a protective barrier around it. Though paying no mind to you, Tharros, because you are exactly where their master wants you to be.
Nope.
And that is going to be it for their turn. Einar.
I'm gonna move straight up to the Jellyrisha, the spider.
So going around them, you will evoke attack of opportunity from the two that are right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, neither of them are going to hit. They kind of too busy trying to disentangle themselves as you just kind of walk past them. There are 3 in front of you.
Yep.
That block access. Are you going to try and go around, or are you just going to go through?
I have 40 feet of movement, so I'll just go through.
Okay. So you kind of go. You're going straight through them, like you're going to attack them, or are you going to go around to the side?
No, I'm going straight for the spider. So whatever way I can get.
So you definitely make your way around. You do kind of have to step into a little bit of difficult terrain, but you have more than enough movement speed for this, dealing with the rubble and crap. So you are adjacent to it.
All right, I'm gonna make 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Realizing now I should have fucking ran up so it was in the Spirit Guardians.
I know, but I couldn't tell you to do that.
I just forgot. Like just
27 and a 26. I rolled a 19 and an 18.
Both will hit. Roll damage.
All right. Uh, 10 on the first one, 11 on the second one. I am going to burn a key point and do a flurry of blows. So that is another 2 hits, which I rolled an 18 and a 17, so
18
26
and a 17 will hit.
And a 25.
Yeah, those last 2 will hit. As you kind of go into the attack, you start to go in for what you believe is a vital point, and Tharros is suddenly right there. And go for your second attack. Tharros is there again, as it's using him almost like a human shield.
Total between all the punches, I did a total of 42 damage.
From 2 punches?
No, from all 4.
Only 2 of them hit.
Yeet. What do you mean only 2 of them hit?
Only 2 of the punches hit. Your last 2 from the flurry of blows. You said the first ones were
27 and a 26.
Oh, I didn't hear 27, 26. I heard 11 and 10 for whatever reason.
Oh.
Okay.
No, that was the damage. 11 and 10 were the damage, and that's what I rolled again. I rolled 11 and 10 for damage.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so never mind. He goes to block you. We're using Tharros, but you're able to get around it. You said how much was it in total again?
In total, it is 42 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little rough here. All right. Is that it for your turn?
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move 5 feet to an unoccupied space that provides... No. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. That brings us to Tharros. Your turn. You are grappled by this creature. You are elevated up off the ground. You feel a weird numbing sensation around your rib cage, and you have a feeling you need to get out of this grip very quickly.
Yep. Bonus action, I'm going to unleash a mighty roar.
Okay.
And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, it's actually good at these.
No, great.
And this is just a racial ability?
Yep.
All right. Which means no advantage. 18 plus numbers.
It is not frightened. But
right.
Are those zombies within 10 feet?
The zombies are. Can your zombies affected by fear?
Yeah,
they are affected by fear.
Yeah, creatures of your choice within 10 feet that can hear you.
All right. I'm going to have those 3 a roll. God, they all fail. If I roll a dice by itself, it'll be like super high. I roll a dice with other dice and it's crap.
All right. They are frightened of me till the end of my next turn and can't get any closer.
They can't get any closer, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls made while they are inside of you.
Yep.
Huge.
So I don't know if I should try and get myself out of this or hit the damn thing.
You're still able to make attacks. They're still at, regular ability. There's no disadvantage imposed. You were not restrained. You were just grappled.
Yeah. I don't know, it's starting to hurt, but I've got its head right here. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay, go for it. Make your attack rolls.
Not reckless.
Okay, straight rolls.
That's cocked. That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that will hit.
And
Nice.
that is nice. That is 18 damage.
Okay.
And the second hit. That is a natural 20.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so it's 12 plus... Oh, come on. That's 20 total. I rolled a 1 on the D12.
All right. It's looking rough. It really is. Is that everything?
That's my bonus and my actions.
All right. It is now the Chelishre's turn, and it is looking rough. It has lost its zombie horde. It is being punched and attacked. It doesn't like it. There's a lot of fire, but it has a battery in its mouth. I'm gonna actually have you do this. Roll a d4 for me, Sir Tharros.
Oh God.
3.
Rolling his
3.
own death.
All right. You feel... You're not quite sure. You feel this numbing sensation almost seem to spread up, like it wraps around your brain. This numbing sensation from these mandibles that have pierced into your side. Your wisdom score is lowered by 3 points.
Oh.
And it gains 6 spell slots.
Ugh.
And it is going to cast haste on itself. At which point it uses its hasted action to disengage from the Einar that is punching it. And Einar, you just see this thing kind of start vibrating for a moment, and then Edward, it's like zooming right past you.
Did it go 15
up the
feet?
Wall.
Did it go 15 feet?
I would say yeah, actually. That's a wisdom save, correct?
Let's go! Yeah, get a little bit of something in there.
All right. So it's got advantage on this. I'm going to laugh if I accidentally killed my own creature. It's a 24.
Yeah, it still takes half damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
12 points. So 6.
12 points of damage. So brought down to 6.
Damn it, dude.
As you see this thing run through your spirit gardens, you managed to get in a little bit of a hit, but you're kind of freaked out at how quickly this thing can move. And it then begins to go up the wall with Tharros still in its jaws. And it makes it about 40 feet up in the air.
Oh, no.
Its movement speed is doubled from haste.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It gets an additional action from it. And it is so Tharros, you are now suspended 40 feet in the air. This thing has somehow still managed to twist around, almost like it's taunting anyone to attack it, holding you up over the ground, over the rocky terrain below.
I hate
that is
spiders.
going to be its turn.
Oh.
Edward, it is now your turn.
All right. I'll look up at it, almost directly underneath, kind of, maybe a little off the side. Stand tall and just kind of look at Sir Tharros and say, Sir Tharros, I won't miss. And I'm going to bring my hand back, conjure like a ball of light, and send off a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Roll damage.
Don't worry, Edward. I always land on my feet.
We might 21. Seven
hit.
attack bonus. Let's go, baby, dude.
Roll damage.
We did some.
You still gotta make the damage.
I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for third level. That's really bad. Okay, it's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 5, 6, 7, 11, 17 points of radiant damage. That was such a bad one.
How do you want to do this?
All right, I look up at Sir Tharros. I say, I won't miss. Shoot it, and as it reaches out to try to block the guiding bolt, it just gets just under Sir Tharros, just enough under the rib cage here, or it kind of gets under the arms, kind of eviscerates the arms. Tharros begins to drop, and I'll attempt to catch him if possible, unless you got something else.
No, actually, all the zombies too. You notice they all fall over. The zombies are out. Sir Tharros, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you descend 40 feet. I will grant you advantage.
I was about to say, because I have danger sense, and I'm sure this would be going off.
Will danger sense work in this sense? I'm not familiar enough with barbarians.
Against effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cast Bless on him.
Oh, yeah, you won't be able to cast Bless, just because that's in the whole action, and this is
it's a whole action
as your spell is going off.
Yeah.
Tharros begins to fall. I will allow you, because you are like right there, to go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me, Edward. This will also help as far as damage mitigation, but Tharros, dexterity saving throw.
Oh, nice. 18.
Dexterity saving throw at advantage. That would be 17.
17, all right. Whew, that's actually a heavy chunk of damage. So, I rolled 18 points of falling damage, which will be cut in half because you made your save. So that is 9. Which, Edward, you made your strength save. You can have that by taking half the damage.
And then we can have that again because it's bludgeoning damage and I'm raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go.
So I'll take 5.
So you would take 4 points of damage. Tharros, you will take 2 points of damage because of rage. As you fall these feet. You catch him. kind of awkwardly, I'd say you get the full princess catch.
I hold you there and look at you for a minute. I told you I wouldn't miss. And I was just like...
and as the second his feet hit the ground, he goes, I told you I always land on my feet.
Yes,
Now I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw as the body of the Chelichere follows.
Should have thought about that one. Yeah. Oh, off the table. Oh, off the table.
All of us are just those two.
Fuck me, dude. Tharros, pull me. 7.
Tharros, what'd you roll?
19.
19. Tharros, you are able to get out of the way of this. You will take half. Edward.
I'll be willing, because he's a noble person. He'll be willing to. Sir Tharros will be willing to take more to save Edward and push him completely out of the way.
I would say you can sacrifice your save to basically give your save to him.
Yes,
if you would like. All right. So that is. It's not too much damage. It's just another 10 points of damage as you shove Edward out of the way. Edward, you kind of fall over, but you're fine. Tharros, you get smacked down prone.
So I'll take 5 because I'm still raging. You take 5
because you're raging. You are now prone, and you have a giant body of a giant spider on top of you, but it's not like trying to pin you or anything. You guys are now out of combat.
Get it for me.
I walk over. I start lifting it up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of limb. It's like as you start lifting part of it, a limb falls down, starts getting more in the way. So it's definitely an effort. As you guys eventually though manage to get this gigantic magic sucking spider off of Tharros.
Whatever the fuck this was, thank God it's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my axe.
Just casually walks over to another spot, picks it up.
He looks at his sides. It's like, oh, that was an experience not worth repeating.
Are you you all right? Do you have any potions?
I think I do. I have one. A greater.
If you need another, I have another greater here for you.
Hold on to that. We may need it for the
Yeah.
trip out of here.
You guys got potions?
Yeah, everyone got one. Everyone got one greater healing potion.
Did I already use mine?
No, I just think you forgot to record it.
Oh,
Got it.
Nice.
Einar wasn't paying attention, so.
I'm gonna go
Einar
over
was being
Clarence as we're doing this.
You go over to check Clarence. He is tied up. He does seem to be breathing. He does not seem to be conscious.
I got,
Start to untie him. What's up?
I got 17 points of healing from that potion.
Nice, dude. Wow. How many D4 is that?
It's 4d4 plus 4.
Jesus.
Yeah, I rolled 3 4s and a 1.
That's so cool.
That's great. But Clarence
Yes.
does not seem to be responsive as you untie him. The eyes are open.
All
Does
right.
he have a
And
pulse?
He has a pulse. He does not seem to be responsive.
I'll hit him with another level 1 healing word.
Tharros, you recall that sense of numbness. Even now you feel like your perception is still not quite there. And you think of what he might have been through, enduring that for days, being kept barely alive.
That thing sucked the essence out of me. I've the headache, the draining. I feel. I don't know if he'll recover. I took one hit of that, and I feel less. He's going to need more care than we can give him.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I'll start to untie him, get him out of whatever he's in, and I guess hit him with a level 1 healing word for now. But
I mean, you would know from your own experience. There's the physical damage, and he does have those wounds in his side.
It's
but-
clearly more than that. But I'm
Yeah.
just trying to aid it any way that I can for the moment. So I will hit him with a level 1 healing word, and that's it. And put him over the shoulder, or Tharros, if you want to. It's up to you.
I can carry him.
All right. As you all sort of start gathering up together,
It's 8 points healing.
you hear a voice, and you turn over and you see torchlight. You see 5 men standing on some of these rocks. 2 of them crossbows drawn. 2 of them spears, and a somewhat portly, balding clerical figure standing there. He says, "Gentlemen, I see you've managed to recover Clarence. Thank goodness, thank goodness. And don't worry, we were able to ascertain the cultist that you left at the temple over there, and we have him in custody," he says, as he kind of points off to the side, and you see, no longer glowing, but you see the bundle that had been Wynn, all tied up rather forcefully. "Gentlemen, I truly wish to thank you for all the work you've done, all these things that this terrible..."
Hold on. I need to check out that cultist real quick.
Oh, there'll be no need for that. We'll be able to take things from here.
I just walked past him.
He pulls up a scroll don't think you wish to move or irritate me. I'm not at all afraid of
Yeah, I can't read
regretfully
that.
informing. No, he's like, you're not even getting. He's not even letting you get close. Like they're a good ways away over on the rocky outcropping. As he pulls out the scroll, and he says, "Unless you want to be turned into a crater, I mean, this fireball spell is quite expensive. I suggest you not move." But
Are you
I
threatening
don't wish for us to end on poor terms. We will take things from here. You will, of course, be paid. We'll be taking the cleric into custody, or the evil, vile cultist. These
He is
people
not a
just starting
cultist.
so young. Really? Says, and he reaches down, pulls out the necklace that has a little stick figure on it. This apparently seems to be a member of the cult of the Little Darkness. Vile cult. We honestly should not be allowing them to crop up anywhere. But never worries. That's really more of a duty for the church to deal with. You have done your part. You will be paid for. And poor Clarence, it looks like he's an unfortunate victim. We'll ensure that his family is informed and compensated. And with that, I don't imagine there's anything other questions that we have here, is there? Tosses the amulet to the side. Unless, of course,
I want to kill him.
you're seeking to
So bad.
renegotiate.
This is Reverend Hayar, right?
This is Reverend Hayar.
I mean, how quick do you think his hands are? I can just throw one of my hand axes right at its throat.
Reverend, the boy is not part of this.
He is a victim of this creature. His whole village was destroyed. They simply were trying to escape it.
And he's an untamed sorcerer as well. I know the signs to look for. I'm trained.
And you plan to do what with him?
Well, he is a vile cultist. He is a untrained sorcerer. He's a danger to society. But honestly, your mercenaries, it's not really any of your concern. Don't worry, you will be compensated, and if you require more money, we can, of course, talk about that. But I think in the meantime, you're going to walk out of here through that pass wall you left in the blockade, and we'll go on about our business.
How far away is he?
Yeah, just do it.
It's about 50 feet.
50?
50 or so feet, yeah. At about this time, Tharros, you hear the sound of what sounds like coins dropping. You look over on a nearby rock and you see 2 gold coins. And in front of you, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, is a small, short figure. And the smell hits you. Oh god, it smells so much worse than the zombies. As a small halfling appears in front of you. Hayar kind of looks at him like, what the... Where did... Another cultist member. I see. So you've been with the cult the entire time.
Yeah.
The little halfling stands up, pulls the hood back. You see strawberry blonde hair. You haven't yet really seen his features. Strawberry blonde hair, tan skin, as what seems to be an illusion lifts from him, as Aquila the Vagabond appears in front of you, dressed in half-plate armor, a travel cloak that's seen better days. The smell does not vanish, but he stands in front of you, and he looks up. Hayar, I think that's going to be far enough. I already have a lot, really a lot to report. And who are you, sir? Like, oh, I'm Aquila. I'm vagabond by trade, and I do part-time as a Grand Inquisitor for the Imperium Light Cathedral. It's actually here to really just kind of, check in on things like, we do. There's been some iffy issues about your your tithing. Apparently, you keep saying you belong to the Numa sect, but the Numa sect says you belong to the Imperium sect, and it's really, after a lot of work, we found out you haven't been tithing at all, which means you haven't been paying your taxes either, which means you're subject to tax fraud. And then I find out, well, this whole thing is going on here. Look, I'll just be frank. AR, you're I'm going to have to arrest you. It'd be easier if you just kind of go with it. I'd rather not see you get killed. AR is just kind of
Einar drops the torch. All you see is a toothy grin in the dark.
Yes.
Well,
What brings down most royal stuck-up assholes? Tax evasion.
I mean, that's what took down Blade.
That would be a problem, he says as he kind of starts unfurling the scroll. AR, I really, really wouldn't recommend it. I don't respond well to violence, and it's really not something I like. It's really just not my thing, and it won't end well for you if you read that spell. I'm just telling you now. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
I'm just getting ready to send
The
off.
monk is dead quiet. If part of that spell is completely uttered at any point, I have a spear ready to be thrown right at his fucking face.
Sir Tharros is going to address the well-armed men in the room. Do you really want to be associated with a liar, cheat, and a thief who's clearly been cheating the whole church out of its fair dues and money? I bet he's paid you with some of his ill-gotten gains.
I'll let you make a persuasion check or an intimidation check. I feel like either of those would work really well.
I'm gonna go with persuasion. I get a +5 to this.
Okay.
Guidance?
You can cast guidance on this. You're only gonna be able to cast guidance on one person.
All right, that's fine.
Just as a note. You got guidance on Tharros. You won't be able to cast guidance again.
Yeah.
That is soft 20.
Soft 20. All right, noted. The men kind of seem to look back and forth between each other. The spearmen, their spears are still pointing at you, but are kind of starting to tilt up a little. Edward, did you want to say anything?
I think this whole time I'm staring at Win and just kind of gauging his reaction. I'm not saying anything though.
Very hard to tell because he's still very wrapped up in that
is he?
bedroll.
Oh,
You
okay,
can kind of see a bit of the face.
Oh, if he's still wrapped up, I'll just be gridlocked staring at Revan, AR, and just like hand twitching to send off a second level guiding bolt. But I'm not saying anything.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. Just as a matter of presence.
12.
Okay. Yes. Well, So what you're saying is either I surrender and I go to jail, or I cast Fireball, kill you all, and I continue on with what I was doing. I think I'm going to go with the Fireball, he says, and he recites the spell on it very quickly. The scroll ignites. Einar, you get your attack roll.
Okay.
Edward, you get your attack roll if you see fit.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll take it. What's my attack? Spell attack.
Was I able to stealth up at all?
Not really in this situation. You guys are in an open space.
Okay.
And it's like you've been edging forward, but there's really no cover, and this is kind of all happening simultaneously.
Okay.
But you do get an attack off. This is a disadvantage just because you're throwing something, correct?
Yep. So
Yeah,
I had
this will be a disadvantage.
I had rolled a natural 20 and so that would have been a 28. So, but I got a 25.
Okay, Edward,
Yeah,
would you roll?
23.
23. Go ahead and roll damage, and Einar, also go ahead and roll damage.
Oh boy.
Oh.
11 points of damage.
22 points of radiant.
22 points. As axe and spell fly towards it as this bead of flame starts charging towards you guys. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws. Clarence automatically fails because he is incapacitated, so he takes full damage.
He's
I'm just curious. Well,
That is 8d6.
oh, let's go. Maybe 17.
15.
28.
At 15, I believe the DC for a third level
27.
spell
Sorry.
scroll is 15, so I believe everyone succeeds. So you
Let's
all
go.
take 15 points of fire damage instead of the full 31.
Ooh.
Whew.
Everyone still conscious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not
as
looking
your
good, though.
attacks and spells fly, you actually see one of the guards kind of steps in the way and takes the hit from the axe. The bolt of light that shoots towards him, the other guard also kind of tries and dodge in the way. So the two guards actually on either side of Hayar take the bit as the spell goes off. The blast radius begins to clear. Clarence is bleeding to death. You guys are all standing there. And I actually forgot to say, no, never mind. That wouldn't matter because you all succeeded. But as the flames begin to clear from the blast, from the small crater you guys are in, you see Aquila glowing with a holy radiant light, and a pillar of light shoots up from beneath Hayar. As Aquila invokes his channel divinity, which is Rebuke the Violent.
What's that, dude?
Rebuke the Violent. So if you see if you or a nearby target take damage, Rebuke the Violent does that same amount of damage as radiant damage to the original attacker. So he takes a full 31 points of damage. Hayar is not a class cleric. He is basically just a regular person. So he is obliterated on the spot from Aquila's channel divinity. As he kind of looks back and forth between the guards and says, "Look, take your guys, just get out. I will deal with the rest of you later. Also, take, I guess, whatever's left of it. Go get a bag and come back and pick up whatever's left with him. I'll deal with this here, and then I'll deal with you guys later, okay? Okay. Guys, have a good day." They all awkwardly kind of start walking out. Turns back to you guys. "Hey, guys. No one is dying. No one is bleeding. He's bleeding. He's going to use Healing Ray from his Warlock subclass. And Clarence is now stable.
Let's go.
However, Clarence is still unresponsive. You see that Wynn is still tied up. What are you guys doing?
Is Wynn still glowing?
Wynn is no longer glowing. No, that only lasted for a minute.
I'm gonna go untie Wynn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I go over and I just rip the ropes off.
Okay. You untie him. He kind of shakily gets to his feet. Looks like his fever has come down a little bit, but he's still kind of unstable as he kind of looks around, and then he spots Clarence. Then he spots the cellist tray. And then he spots Clarence again, and he runs over to Clarence and starts looking at him, checking him over. "Ah, dear." Aquila's speaking. "So, boy got his brain sucked out, didn't he? Damn."
I wouldn't necessarily say sucked out. He could just be suffering from it. I myself was bitten. I don't feel all that well.
Yeah, but I know about these things. I'm a vagabond. I travel around.
Right. I'm not saying you don't know what you're speaking of. I'm just saying there's always a chance.
There's a chance, yeah, but that's gonna require a pretty heavy-duty healer. And I don't know if his family's really gonna be able to put up with that, even if they are nobles. Damn. Now, did I hear right that the elf boy is he's a sorcerer?
Uh, from what we can deduce, Edward there, I don't know if he knows. It seems untrained.
Frick.
And that could just simply be from living down here. I mean, this beast destroyed his village. Look at all of his...
Yeah, but damn it. Look, guys, technically I'm also a representative of the Imperium law. Look, Imperium law is sorcerers. I mean, how old do you think he is?
Youth?
Hell, Imperium law is really strict on this. Sorcerers that are found within the Imperium have to go to Tobin's Crossing. They have to go to the academy there. They have to be trained so they can utilize their powers. So that they don't become, well, first off, so that they don't kill themselves. Second, so they don't kill everyone around them by exploding. Because that's a thing that happens sometimes. But,
so if you're born and raised
if you light them on fire, they blow up too.
Well, yeah, but there's born and raised down here is one thing. He's a sorcerer. He's a threat to everyone around him, including himself.
That is granted, and I am...
Edward, can you ask him if he wants to go to a magic academy?
Yeah. Go up to Win and...
He doesn't have the journal on him. Just
yeah,
as a note.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'll ask him.
Draw in the dirt.
Hey, Win, do you want to... Would you be willing to go to somewhere to maybe utilize and hone in your abilities? I know you can't really talk. Just a head nod.
Kind of looks at you.
You can
kind of... He seems unsure.
You can take a second to think about it if you need. I know it's asking a lot, but I think the opportunity is here for you to be able to train and not get in trouble for not being trained. I know you know nothing about that. That's not your fault. But at this point, things are almost starting to be out of our hands, and I'd rather the best for you than, well, what happens to, criminals.
Kind of looks to you, looks around, looks at Clarence. He reaches out and he kind of places his hand on Clarence, and there is a glow in his touch. There is a heat in the air. You see once again color flashes across his skin, filling his hair, his eyes. He goes from being a black-skinned boy to having a cacophony of colors running along his skin.
And that's just a racial thing, right?
That's his racial thing. Yeah, they're able to change, and it's almost like, have you guys ever seen videos of cephalopods changing color?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, only it's bioluminescent. So there's a glow to it. As he just touches Clarence, and there's a moment where you think, oh no, he's going to explode. He's heating up too much. Whatever he's doing is going to be too much. But after a moment, the light kind of cascades over Clarence, envelops him. And Clarence opens his eye, blinks. His eyes focus. And he looks around. And then, just looking at everyone around, is like, oh, What? Am I hallucinating again?
I don't think you are.
The cuts are gone. Win. We need to hide. Win. The judge starts scrambling away from the dead body of the giant spider, almost protectively of Win. He kind of starts to grab Win and starts taking him away, and kind of pulls back for a moment. And you realize there's a little bit of burns on his hands from where he touched Win. Win looks happy at first, and kind of grimaces. He looks back at you, Edward. Kind of nods. Get the sense that he's willing to go, if at least so he doesn't hurt anyone.
Turn back to Aquila and say, well, I know he hasn't been trained, but it seems he hasn't really been given the opportunity to at least get there. If we can get him there, can he avoid the law?
He's got a little bit of he's still got a bit of a fever. Looks like he's starting to overflow. I mean, I can take him with me. I can teach him a couple things. I'm a warlock. Maybe Nemesis can take him.
Is there an age that they hit and it's like no longer?
Well, the thing is, we try to catch him as early as we can so that we can get them training. If they start getting too old, it gets harder for them to learn, and then their magic starts being uncontrolled, and typically, well, sorcerers over the age of 15 are so there's hope, but hopefully I think we can do it. We can do it. No, I'm pretty sure we can do it.
As he finishes saying that, Einar just grabs him and just lifts him up onto his shoulder. Hey, little buddy.
Oh, wait, the kid or him? Or
Aquila.
Aquila. It's like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Really glad I got here. You guys did great against that giant spider, by the way. I was watching the whole time. You guys did awesome. It was really tense there when Tharros got picked up by him, and then he fell, and then Edward caught, and he starts basically fanboying.
Tharros kind of motions to let's go and says, "You could have helped."
Yeah, but you guys were doing fine, right? You guys did fine.
Yeah.
Coughs up blood.
Come on, let's go have a drink.
Let's go.
And you guys make your way out. You guys make your way back by the temple. However, there's a brief moment where, as you guys are walking away from this cloistered temple, where Wynn kind of looks back for a moment, and then turns and continues to follow. And Einar, I believe you have the highest perception. Anyone else have a passive perception above 15?
I did.
Einar, as Wynn turns to look away and you kind of turn and go back, there's a bit of movement that catches in the corner of your eye. Wait, you look back and it's not there, but you swear you saw a shadow waving. And with that, you all make your way out.
Obviously going to chisel off a small little piece of that stone.
As you defile a temple.
Just a small in the back.
You know what? Make a religion check for me.
Oh, God.
I see it.
That's going to be a 21.
21. As you chip it off, you get the sense of someone somewhere chuckling at you. But that it's okay.
I got a 17 to perception. And I'm not going to take it from him. Just as we're walking out, it's like, you could have asked. I would have given you some.
I guess I look over. It wasn't like I'm not trying to hide it. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I just.
There's a gift shop right there.
I wanted to study it. And
there
then
actually
hit the gift
is.
shop.
There's a little booth that it says gift shop in Primordial. There's like rotten, destroyed like plushies and things like that, but
So Tharros, I don't make my way down to your neck of the woods too often, so I figured this would be just good for research.
Granted, simple letter home, I would have gotten plenty, but you have what you need.
I don't need much. I don't plan to do much with it.
Edward, add to your note in your inventory that you have a piece of the Temple of Three.
Oh, sick.
And with that, you all head on out. You completed your job. Aquila ensures that you are paid because it was an official job for the church. Hayar is collected into an urn, and get the sense will not be missed.
Loot the body!
Aquila says he's going to stick around for some time just to help. He's going to message back to headquarters. They'll get a new official cleric out here. Until then, he'll be working on and training Clarence to make sure that he's fully empowered and authorized to do his duties. The church guard there is quickly diminished as you find out that some of them apparently were former bandits who were really only sticking around to glean as much money from the town as they could. And while this isn't exactly what you signed up for, you were signed up to find cultists. Instead, you saved the boy who had lost everything and helped him find a better new path. And you go your separate ways. After all, it's not like you guys are a group or anything. Yet.
At our last glance as we depart, I'll just kind of flash the fangs and say, "There's still some more stories to tell. We'll be keeping in touch."
I look forward to it, friends. And he flashes his canines back at you. Einar, if you ever make your way down to Tharros, you should really try our wine.
Oh, I'm sure I will. You guys want to come in? There's plenty of food.
I'm going to sleep.
I could use a bite before the road.
Oh. Good. Hey, Loaf!
Loaf and the other drakes are actually out sleeping around the backside of the tavern, where your cousin, Sir Tharros, has somehow not only gotten his sword stuck in the ground, but has also managed to get his jacket caught on it, and so he's just kind of hanging there on the air, passed out asleep, somehow comfortable. And the drakes are all just kind of sleeping around. It's actually ended up being a nice little spot of sunshine as the day has gone by. And with that, brings an end to the Temple of Three one-shot.
Woohoo!
That was awesome.
With that, if you guys, if those of you watching liked our content, watch part 1 through 3.
Even though this is labeled 3.
This is labeled 3, but this is actually part 4. But watch 1 through 3 to get the rest of it. Check out the rest of our stuff, the Agents of the Collective, which is coming to a close here pretty soon. Also check out our Asmodeus Challenge, where we take on the CR30 Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells, with our level 20 characters with this very same cast, plus our DM John. And with that, I don't believe there's anything else I need to mention.
There is. The second part of that challenge is December 2nd.
December 2nd? What time is that at, Ray? I almost said Tharros, but it's like you're not Tharros.
That will be at 8 o'clock on Twitch and YouTube.
You mean December 1st, right?
December 1st.
December 1st.
December
Sorry,
1st.
Something else going on December 2nd.
I was going to say
it's December
I am not
1st
prepped for December 2nd.
Yeah. So just like how I'm good at remembering other things, it is December 1st on our Twitch and YouTube channels, the Collective Entertainment Network, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be hopefully wrapping up the challenge, either defeating the Lord of the Hells or
not
being damned into eternal service as lemurs.
Oh yeah.
On that note, too, also make sure to check out Aaron Chronicles, who are the creators of this Asmodeus challenge. They are actually just finished up their Kickstarter, so check out their stuff. They got a lot of really, really cool stuff besides just the CR30 Asmodeus. Their stuff is really, really cool, and it's been a really fun game so far.
Oh yeah,
it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely a great time. So we'll see you all then. Thank you all for watching, and a huge thank you to Mason for running this one shot. It was fantastic. Thank you very much. It was wonderful, and thank you, Brian and Logan, for joining us. And
of course,
we'll see you all next time.